There was nothing risque in the next book either. Silas Marner was just a borathon, in my humble opinion. The third one, however, was Lady Chatterley's Lover, and that was certainly an eye-opener. It was 2006 when I was introduced to Constance Chatterley and her randy gamekeeper. I was 10. All these years later, I can still remember the verses of The Old Rugged Cross, and just as vividly recall Mellors stroking the lady and murmuring, "Thou'rt nice." And this concludes another chapter of Great Novels of the 20th Century by Bennett Cerf. Perhaps we'll continue that next week. Welcome to another Purblind Gamer Short Horror Saturday. I certainly hope everybody is doing well. I'm happy this week was over. It didn't turn out to be that bad in the end. Parts of it were trying. And there's some work I should do over the weekend, but very little, fortunately. And I filed my taxes today, so that's over and done with, and I'll never have to do it again. Well, never have to file 2022 taxes again. I think. Taxes are confusing. But thank you to everybody who came into my last couple of streams. On Wednesday, we started Blackwell Unbound. And everybody as good as the first game, and I imagine we'll finish it tomorrow. And before that, what did we do? Oh yeah, and before that we didn't have any April Fool's Day stream. Nope, none at all. Didn't stream a lick that last weekend. Funny about that. Oh well, maybe I'll stream next April Fool's Day. Or maybe a feline will. Hey, Big Fatty Plus. Welcome in. How are you doing today? You guys should check out Big Fatty Plus. And what have you been playing lately, Big Fatty? I know sometimes I lurk in your streams while I'm at work. Shoot, I saw what you were playing the other day, and now I can't remember. I'm doing pretty well, thanks. Feel like I'm getting a reasonable amount done. Never enough. But keeping my head above water and paying the rent. And you know, I'd rather pay the rent than not pay the rent, all things considered. Repercussions, you know. Oh, Fallout. Nice. Hey, I gotta say, that game does look pretty kind of fun, like having seen it from, the save and raid streams in particular. Even if I'm sure I would be rubbish at it personally. And I'm trying to think, do I have any big announcements? Oh, you beat Fallout. Hey, congrats. And you're playing, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Dredged. Yeah, that's right. Dredged looks pretty fun, pretty interesting. I never would have thought I would say that about a game about fishing, but no, it looks pretty cool. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Then, just so everybody knows, this Wednesday, the plan is to start Leather Goddesses of Phobos. I just put it off because last weekend I was putting... because I was getting, working out some streaming issues, and hopefully we won't have the dropped frames. But we didn't. Everything looked good on Wednesday, so fingers crossed that it all continues, and the internet gods continue to smile favorably on us. And if they don't, I'll have to sacrifice a hecatomb to them of hot dogs, beef hot dogs. I'll just throw 100 beef hot dogs into the yard and be like, give me good internet. I'm sure there's some subtlety to sacrificing to gods that I'm not picking up on. Oh, right. It's Easter weekend. How did I forget that? Happy Easter. That was completely unrelated. And I'm just rambling on about internet. And I don't think I have any other big announcements. You know, just falling into the routine of life. And trying not to think about work when I'm not at work. So today we're going to play a couple of short games by this developer called KS98. I was specifically interested in playing CRY of the Mermaid. And then figured it seems to be short enough that I can play another short game at the same time slot. And oh yeah, and I got Riva Tuner working better, or to the point that it actually acknowledges games, which is helping this Cry the Mermaid game run a lot more smoothly than it was. I'm glad I can finally play it now. And yeah, if Fallout didn't exist, then Fall Guys would be called Fallout. Yeah, I suppose they could call it Fallout Guys. But I like the pun. It's one of those games you wonder, did they make the entire game just based on the pun? I don't know. We'd have to ask the developers. Okay. Let's start with Gone Too Far. I hope that's the right kind of 2. And it's not a single O2. And it's like, the game is about going to somewhere called Far. Oh, damn it. It's Too Far Gone. I got the name wrong. Oh well. Jeez. I was thinking of some play where one of the characters said, "Going too far." And that's probably why I thought of that. And that was the title. Watch the developer show up in the stream and be like, "You don't even know the name of the games you're playing?" And I'm like, Did I tell you guys the developer of Sinister, which I played a couple weeks ago, found my video on YouTube and thanked me for playing his game and said he enjoyed the video, which is cool. Yeah, mine definitely does too. Too often, perhaps. Maybe I'm putting too much in it. Maybe I need an external hard drive for the mind. It'd be great if we could do that. Wait, shoot. Too many. There we are. Too Far Gone. Press enter to begin. I feel like it might be a little loud. Maybe. Oops. Tweak the volume a bit. There we are. There. Let me know if I make it too quiet. Are we in a cell? Scratches on the door. It is everywhere. What is everywhere? That is everywhere, I suppose. escape. I assume it meant escape is down this hallway. Towards the canteen. Could you guys make out what it was saying? I couldn't. There was a knife sticking in the table, and now it's gone. Oh hey, dinner's ready. Let me check the oven. Nah, just kidding. Jail cells? These signs and okay. Ward 12. Hearing anything strange, get checked up on as soon as possible. Punish the makers. A doctor knows best. Visit the clinic now. I completely forgot. I was going to, since it was Easter weekend, I was going to try to find some bunny-themed horror game. Okay, well. We'll celebrate Easter next short horror Saturday. What have we here? Dr. T. Ritz. Journal entry, December 11th, 1957. Damn, these lab rats are hard to jab. Their aggression is getting harder to control. Took several jabs to keep the last one docile. Could be worse, though. I could have to deal with Subject 11 again. And who or what is Subject 11? Is that blood? Guess we can't read that piece of paper. Dr. D. Smith, journal entry December 11th, 1957. Ah, Subject 11. Literally a complete lunatic, and a pain to force his treatment upon him. He's also been sketching more of those creepy drawings, claiming there's a monster taking over. Probably something to do with the medication we are giving him. Not that morals and ethics matter over science, because they really don't. That's very frank and straightforward of you, Doctor. Is that a saw? Wait, is there? Nah, I thought there might be something just written on there that we could see if we zoomed in. Dr. M. John, December 11th, 1957. Most of the subjects are displaying interesting results to the new substances. Most interesting is that some subjects become increasingly volatile and highly aggressive, so please, take some safety notice with that. Take the pill. Get better. Simple as that. It's nice when medical science is so simple. And all we have to do is take the pills. We don't need those bone saws. The shadows live. Locked door. Well, there's certainly plenty of shadows around here. And I think maybe that's one of the creepy drawings. Oh. Picked up key. Okay, that one kind of looked like the shadowy figure from the drawings. We had a chase sequence. Cursed to the halls of the asylum, Subject 11 in the end perished to the treatment provided, confined to haunt the asylum wards forever. Press escape to quit. Yeah, someone sounds very angry. So was I? Was I Subject 11? Not sure. I wonder if those voices were saying something that explained more of the story. I just couldn't tell what they were saying. Now, moving on to our second game of the night, Cry of the Mermaid. I didn't realize just how short that one was. This one is a bit longer. I think they said the developer said the playtime is 45 minutes. And I always appreciate when the developers tell us that. Helps me in planning out my streams. Ah, there it is. The EXE for this game is called Beta Meat for some reason. Don't ask me why. Ooh, I gotta change the title, sorry. Is that capturing? Yeah. Ooh, wait, actually I can make that bigger. This is made in the Unreal Engine 4. There we go. Okay. A rainy night on the ocean. I think this game takes place on an abandoned ship. But why is it abandoned? Oops, did I? Hold on. Yeah, I know. Pleasantly creepy, right, Stock? I'm sorry, I accidentally closed my chat overlay. Let me just reopen that. Oh, the first game? Was it a prologue to something else? I don't think so. I think it was just a standalone short game. And these games aren't related, other than they're by the same developer. God, is it gonna be? Oh dear. Riva Tuner is going back to going, what game? I don't see any game. Oh, I think I have to restart it. Wonder. I'm just thinking, I wonder if it would be better to play this full screen rather than windowed, because the way it handles my mouse and magnification software. Explorer just crashed as I was trying to open the game again. I swear that seems to happen a lot more in Windows 11 than Windows 10. Or maybe it's just my computer. I don't know. Fortunately, it doesn't affect anything else. Here we are. Beta meat. Right. I think that's why I wasn't taking up the full screen. I initially sized it on OBS when it was in full screen mode and then changed it to windowed mode. Oh, good. Stock, yeah. There, now that should be fully displayed. Simpson. I guess that's KS98. Yeah, some of these Unreal Engine 4 games do have pretty good graphics. Yeah. But you know me, I'm kind of behind the time graphics-wise. I'm like, oh yeah, Deus Ex has some pretty good graphics. And everyone else is like, it really doesn't. Oh, they're fish. We can throw them overboard. Be free, fish. Emergency crane crank. And it's locked. Predictably. Is that a jolly boat? Yeah. what that clanking noise is. Oh, man, looks like the game's still a little bit stuttery. Even with the frames limited to 30, I wonder why. I wonder if I should lower them to 20. That's probably not how that works. Oh, that must be the crank. Okay, yeah, we gotta keep holding it. Hey, what happens if I throw this overboard? There's the crane. Ah, you can really see the rain coming down. Every raindrop. Attach engine crank. Spin crank until light is green. Push lever forward to move crane arm down. Pull lever back to move arm up. Push lever left or right to rotate the crane. Okay. Ooh, is the light green yet? Probably not. Yeah, that sounds more like it. Okay, it's moving just very slowly. So can we hook the jolly boat? Is it? I don't think it's lowering. Forward, all that. Yeah, okay. What is that? Is it hooked? What's here? Flashlight indicator. Let's assume it is. Okay, can't do it with the mouse, gotta physically walk. Yeah, it's raising. And there's a door. Ooh, ship manifest. Passengers and crew 812. Coal and steam turbine engines 4. Oi. Lifeboats 14. Coal fuel 5,488 tons. Souvenirs. What's that say? Reclamations and artifacts 3,200 FT. And now I think it's tons. Yeah. Then letters, parcels, and bullion. 16,400 or 16,400. Just leave it on. a nice exciting trip to the luxury deck today. Captain Smith said anybody working up here today had to look presentable in front of the passengers. A lucky few of us got to use those fancy new showers. A lot of cool stuff up here too. Nice sofas and that fancy painting. I could stare at it for hours. Makes me feel safe for some reason. Can't hide around deck all day. Back to work. Jay. Are these supposed to be some kind of bird statues? So there's something through the doors. Yeah. Maybe that's the painting they were... Ah. Classic. Yeah, I see, it's a bookshelf. Now, I'm not one to judge, but these fancy folk are weird. There's this musical lot from down south, an orchestra they called themselves. Bunch of luggage, but wouldn't let any of us stewards carry the instrument cases. Funny way of talking, too. Don't sound like any southerners I've ever met. Walked right past one of them in the halls, who had some horrible posh folk perfume on. Could have sworn it smelled like a fish market. Jay, if you keep leaving these little letters scattered around the ship, bad-mouthing the passengers, it could put your job at risk. When the first faces east, standing next to its reflection, down is the only path. Hey, you think that's instructions for these dials? Man, they must be heavy. I have to turn him. There we go. And then west. Maybe once they click, that's good enough. There. I haven't really been exploring thoroughly. Is that? It's a fish. Someone keeps fish on their bookshelf. Captain's log. we got off from Newcastle Harbor a little later than desired due to some late passengers, but we're on a good course. All passengers are and crew accounted for. Lighter on cargo than originally planned. I expect the Mermaid could make it to Sweden even a day early. Yeah, that's all it says. Yeah. Captain's log. When I find who has been doing things, these juvenile pranks, I'll have them raked over the coals. On extra shifts until we reach Southerberg. It's a very strange way to do cursive S's. Look almost like J's. Changing the combination lock to the office and leaving behind silly riddles. I wouldn't be surprised if it were one of the stewards. Well, it's probably J. We'll just leave the lock lying there. Oh. Pratet number 1, and would be delighted for a large attendance. See you there. Oh, is the game lagging more here? I wonder why. I mean, I've noticed some hiccups now and then. Oh no, stream died? Shit. How? I'm not. Why? It says it's still streaming. What's going on? It's weird. It's not giving me any indication the stream died. Why? What happened? Huh. It says Recon. Well, that's bizarre. Oh. Oh, okay. Good, it's okay now. I didn't hear the ding of OBS saying it was reconnecting or anything. But also, how are you doing today, Xbread? Ah, thanks. That's a relief. Oh, now I'm lagging? Why? Why? I really thought I'd fixed all that by sending it through Restream. Okay, oh, that's good. Hopefully it's just a brief, like, stutter, and it's sorted itself out now. I appreciate you letting me know, Xbread. So Ooh, piano. Hey, Stoff, what note should I play? Yeah, that was a fun puzzle. Awesome. I'm doing pretty well, Xbred, thanks. Completely filed my taxes today, and I guess it was a fairly productive week at work. Try not to be anxious about stuff. Just the same thing. That was the one that key fit. Is that mirror broken? Not long now. We had a little trouble gaining access to the lower levels, but by tonight we should have everything set up down in the engine room. Ignorant sheep tend to move out the way when you're carrying big instrument cases. These must be that sinister London Orchestra Association. A little bit. I was trying not to be a tax procrastinator this year, but I ran into some complications. Had to go a couple of times, but I think it's all sorted out. Yeah. Last year was my first year filing extensive, complicated taxes, so I did end up putting it off till the end. But yeah, going down to the wire. Yeah, April 18th. Get your taxes in by then, folks. That's only 10 days away. There's not another key there, is there? Can't open the desk drawers. Just leave it on.
Streamer streaming game on stream. Streamer, I'm afraid. Streamer, you must pause my stream. Streamer got a raid. Here's a raider leading raiders. Welcome raiders. Are the raiders alligators? Raider grackle.
Welcome in. How are you doing today? You guys, please go check out CRY. Who's playing Kill It With Fire. It looks like kind of an interesting adventure puzzle game. And yeah, CRY plays a lot of adventure games, a fair amount of World of Warcraft, some things on different hardware. It's a great name, too. And welcome in, you guys. I'm Purblind Gamer. I'm a legally blind retro and variety streamer with a particular fondness of horror. And I probably don't need to introduce myself to you guys since it's two people, and I think I know both of you. And you guys should also check out Haggard Hessian, who streams a wide variety of games and also enjoys horror and is playing the Resident Evil 4 remake lately. How's it going, Hessian? Oh, Legend of Zelda, the Wind Waker. Is that the GameCube one? Or one of the GameCube ones? I can't keep all the Zeldas straight. I know Link to the Past was on the SNES. Or Game Boy. Oh no, that was Minish Cap was on the Game Boy. See, I have some vague notion of Zeldas. Which one was on the Sega Genesis? I always forget that. Oh, nice. Chilling at work. Hope works pretty easy. Did you beat Kill It With Fire, CRY? Yeah, we're playing CRY of the Mermaid, set on an apparently abandoned ship. More fish. Be free, fish. Oh, the porthole's closed. Never mind. Don't be free. Be dinner, fish. Okay, so you think you're pretty close to beating that one? Yeah, I think I got the sense of it. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to put fish in your bed. It's like... It's going to leave a bit of a smell. Oh, that's a really old toilet. Wooden, too. This is one I found on Itch. It's you find a lot of good, often free horror games on Itch. I used to do Game Jolt more, but I think there are more on Itch and they're easier to search through. Yeah. I found some. What was that? I don't even know. Ooh, another key. And I found some really good ones. It was on Itch that I found The Baby in Yellow. Man, I love that game. You should see if that developer has come out with anything else. I'm just looking because these all seem like good places to hide more keys. Again, this place has more locked doors than a Doom level. So, more than 3. For some reason it's funny how they fall off. He doesn't just click them open. Drop straight to the ground. What's that? Oh, a crowbar. And there was one door that was barricaded, wasn't there? Oh good, we can still push the doors open. Oh, can we just smash the locks with this? Nah. Yeah, physics. There's more bird statues. Someone really likes their birds. What's... Oh. Oh, maybe that's me stepping on the boards and the crowbar. Had a day around on that big fancy piano. Oh, had a play around on that big fancy piano while the posh folk were dancing in the far hall. Wait, let me... Some key... Oh, hid some keys, then a drawer popped out the front. Thought I had broken the thing at first, but it must just be some sort of secret. At least I have a spot up here to hide my tobacco pouch or something if Captain Smith walks by. O'Shea. Maybe I misread it as J earlier. Maybe at this point we gotta go play the piano. Let's just see what else is further down this hall. What's that? Did we we been in this one? It might have been where we found the crowbar. Piano it is. Oh, we got stamina. Boards are annoying. Let me see if I... Nope. Trying to move them out of the way, but the boards have other ideas. There. Yeah, the one straight up vanish. I'm just hoping we don't need that crowbar for something else. Maybe it's one specific key? I hope it's not a tune. Is that one broken? I'm no expert on music, but hey, there's supposed to be strings inside a piano or something. String Quartet number 1. But, oh good, it's not just me. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of important for making the music, but, I don't know. Maybe this is a new type of piano. It works by dark energy rather than strings and hammers. Yeah, that was just quiet. Seeing if there's another broken key. Oops. Oh. Oh yeah, that's interesting. It's like, it could be a string instrument because it had strings, but it could be percussion. Because you press on the keys. I hadn't thought of that. I don't know what the right answer is. Or if, I don't know if they've agreed on the right answer. Maybe there's some hint that we missed about which keys to press. Gives me here that bird look vaguely angry. Right. That's the same one. Ignorant sheep. Yeah, like if you're carrying a piano to the lower levels. I have to wonder whether those are actually instruments inside those instrument cases. Instruments of chaos, perhaps. I tried to look at everything the first time, but it just says hit some keys. No, I should just spend 30 seconds banging on random keys. Can't see the drawer. Unless that's it. Seems like there's a faint square or something here. Yes, thank you, Backlog. That was Johann Sebastian Bach's Toccata in Fugue G by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. And how are you doing? Hey, you guys should check out Backlog Cabin, who streams a lot of older games on different systems and some newer ones as well. Are you playing the Commander Keen series of late? Oh, just got home? Cool. Oh, you got to visit family. That's so nice. I wish I got to see family more. Yeah. I mean, maybe if you see family too much, they drive you crazy. It's a long trip. Oh, 6-hour drive. Okay, that's a bit. And you're leaving in just a couple hours. That's pretty late for the long drive. Oh, right. Yeah, Easter. My family's a bit too far away for me to visit for Easter. Well, that's strategic. gonna see if there's something that I was overlooking that tells us which keys to hit. You said you don't normally celebrate Easter, Seacross? Yeah, I used to. More, you know, when I was living with my family. More fish. Nothing but fish. We've looked all through here. Zombie Jesus Day. I know there are debates about that. Like, is Jesus a zombie? Is he a lich? Seems like lich seems to be the favorite one. Oh, just going through the motions. And does your family approve of you calling it Zombie Jesus Day, X-Bread? Can't get into that cooler or whatever it is. I've been looking at the ceilings. But then why would I? I'm wondering, are we going to find a piece of sheet music or something? I just went into that one, right? Yeah. Recognize that fish smell anywhere. I've never been to a Passover Seder, Seacross. That's good. I'm glad they have a sense of humor. So there's traditionally a lot of wine at Seders. That sounds like a good time, then. Who doesn't love wine? Well, teetotalers, I suppose. And children. I wonder. If I could find that crowbar, if I could break into some luggage. Oh, the food isn't as good at Sager's. Remember, I had a good friend, and I was a kid. He was telling me that his family went to a Passover Seder, and he said at one point, "Oh, when are we going to eat the egg?" And his father said, "This is a more traditional Passover celebration. You don't actually eat the egg." I think I have that right. Shit. I hope we don't need the crowbar, because I think it may have just like fallen through the floor or something. Using it to get into that door. Try to go. Yeah. Not seeing anything that could indicate what sequence of keys to press. What is that? It might be a wild boar. I can't tell if that's tusks or just light shining off it. No, that looks kind of like a snout. Maybe it's a bear. Or a wolf, maybe. Ears. Look a little pointed for bears. Oh, at that Seder, after the food was done, everybody just got drunk. Keep going back to that broken key. It's like, it does go down. What if we just hit the white ones? So let's see if the drawer's already unlocked, if there's just somewhere I can grip and pull it out. No. If y'all have any ideas, feel free to let me know. I'm going to do the ladder. What's that? Just get drunk? And I can't just expect us to bash random keys, because something would have happened by now. But... and we can't go back out. God, I wonder if I should look up a hint, assuming there are hints to be found. Yeah, I'm kind of stumped with this. I think I better look up a hint. Yes, I know how to spell mermaid. I just forgot. Yeah, there don't seem to be any walkthroughs for this game. Yeah, merwomen can't catch a break. They all have to work as maids. Yeah. Not really having any easy luck finding. Yeah. I've looked. Chat, you guys don't see the crowbar anywhere, do you? Thinking if I could find it, I would just try to break into the luggage and see if there's sheet music. This was caught on board. Yeah, see, there, the board just fell through the floor. That's surely what happened with the crowbar. Thanks. But yeah, it was right by that door. Right. Try hitting only the black ones. Oops. Hit a white one. Some of them are really quiet. And maybe that, I don't know that it is broken. Maybe it's just super quiet. Well, let me just look at someone else's playthrough and see if I can see what to do from that. I don't know. This may also tip me off to something else that I've missed. So glad we have the internet so that we can look up things like this when we're completely stumped. Oh, really? Oh, there is? Huh. Let me look closely, see if there's any indication. If I zoom in. Oh, oh weird. It doesn't zoom in on the center. Oh, it zooms in on. Sorry, I think if I center my mouse and then. Oh, up here? God, I'm not seeing anything, is there? Other than that one lighter colored patch. Okay, let me go back to looking at this playthrough. Oh, wait, seriously? No, I see what it is now. There's something really dark on the desk. Here? Yeah. Huh. Weird. When you have the lamp focused, it's practically invisible. It's so dark. You switch the lamp to that, you can see it. Okay. Oh well. Yay, we got it. Now, first before the second set of 3 black ones. Oh, and it changes. Ah. Yeah, I agree, Backlog. I don't know how much of that is just me not seeing well, but I don't think the lighting was good. Between them, yeah. Sorcery! Or, you know, a player piano. But I still say sorcery. Yeah. You know, like if you didn't happen to hover over it, you wouldn't see the hand. Piano ghosts. So glad I don't have to play that with the mouse. I was pushing multiple keys at once. just not going to pop out? I was hoping we'd get a key out of this. Now I have them on the right ears. Okay, let me see what I'm supposed to do next. Is supposed to fall out. What? I kind of assumed once it was playing on its own. Wait. Oh, the key fell on the floor. I never would have seen that. Right. Off we go then. Thanks. I mean, in the video I was looking at, the key just fell out on the piano keys. Slightly more obvious. So many books. Any that we want to read? We don't read books. We read single pieces of paper. Hello. More fish. No, nothing we can read. Captain's log. Something's wrong. There's a rotten stench coming from the lower decks, and just beneath the floorboards. I have no idea what this could be, but I've sent Shay down to check. The first class guests have begun to notice. Unfortunate, as it sets a foul mood for the orchestra performance tonight. I cannot get over those S's. Is there a correlation between the foul stench and the large numbers of dead fish scattered around the ship? I doubt it. But we must explore all avenues. That was called composer font. Yeah, it's a peculiar font. What's that? Oh, I think it's like a barren tree with a couple birds perched on it. Large fish. Yeah, can't read it. Too much blood stains. Here that I'm seeing, but I've looked at all the toilet bowls thoroughly. Oh dear, that's a lot of blood. Okay, hunting for another key. Wait. There's another message. Oh. This string quartet #1 nonsense. something across the bar. Oh. Oh, it's another fish. Join your friends. Wait. Did I try that? I did, right? Yeah. And I did pick up the other key from that side room. Right? Yeah, it was here and I picked it up. Okay, I guess we'll have to thoroughly search the bathrooms. Not in this one. No, not in this one either. Didn't look at those. Man, I really hope we don't need to go back and get the crowbar. It's not. Nah, that's just squiggles. Squiggles and blood. Squiggles and barnacles. Wish I didn't keep getting stuck looking for keys. Go look in the library again, maybe? What other purpose does the library have? Hey, Doji Lawn. Welcome in. How are you doing? I think I'm looking just for another key backlog. No, like on select the title of the game. This was an option. I generally, if they don't have an option to select the title of the game, I just put retro. Even though this game isn't exactly retro styled. Okay, now this one. Not bleach. Yeah. Doing pretty well, thanks, Doji Lawn. Even though this game seems to be stumping me a couple of times. And the developer said this is like a 30 to 45 minute game. Yeah, if you're speedrunning it, maybe. Those are definitely only fish. No, no. No more Fluff Bomb Cheer Glimmer. Maybe we'll bring him back next April Fool's Day, or maybe not. And we'll think of something better. Yes, so certain cats are controversial figures. Not everybody likes cats. Oh. Yeah, we'll probably, I'll probably bring back the redeem for, like, occasional visits in some streams. Like, tend not to have those in short horror Saturday streams, but in longer ones. Oh, yeah, it was just a disastrous April Fool's Day stream. And no one could understand Fluff Bomb, and then the game was dropping frames really bad. It was just an arcade game on MAME. Yeah, but no. Maybe next April Fool's Day I'll tell everybody that I'm streaming the Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then I'll actually stream Bikini Karate Babes. Maybe not. Okay. I think it's time for me to look at the other playthrough again and see where the blasted key is. I keep thinking I'm going to catch a glimpse of it. And then I don't. God, what if it's under a pile of fish? I don't see it. Wait. Is that a hatch? Like a trap door? Yeah. All the appropriate tags. Yeah. Which I'd tried before. What I did on my laptop was I had this program called, what was it? The fish are moving. You have to go down through here. Morph Fox, that was what I used. I got it some software giveaway of the day. But I couldn't get it to work with Voice Meter Banana. And then I tried one called Voice Mod, which you have to pay for. And that was what I was using. I'd finally figured out why? How to make it workable with Voice Meter Banana. I think it was harder to understand. Why? What was that thing? What does it mean? Why? Oh, we're in the galley. Yeah. Well, there's the key. An orchestra of screams and an evening of blood. Once we make it back down to the engine room, the survivors won't matter. There's enough blood spilled up here already. Even if we got the door open. Yeah. Well, there might be something we could reach there. Whatever, we got the key, we'll just go back. And hopefully not manage that thing again. There was that other door back there. Hey, Dragon of the West. Welcome in. How are you doing today? You guys, please go check out Dragon of the West, who streams a lot of modern games and has been playing through the entirety of Elden Ring recently, which is quite a long game. Ooh, playing Dead Space. That's a classic. I gotta play that at one point. But not the third one, right? It's the third one that people don't like. Oh, sorry your internet keeps dying, Dragon. God, I know how damned frustrating that can be. Oh. Loading new area. Yeah. I'm having fun with Dead Space, though. And I straight up can't. Oh. Fast download speed, but very little upload speed. It's happened to me. Actually, that was happening to us at work. That the download speed went low as well. Before we go in there, yeah, not much to explore. Shovel. That's a lot of shovels. More blood and what is that? You can't tell. A rock, maybe. It worked. My distraction worked. It seems to be hypersensitive to sudden sound, but struggles to see if you're purposefully hiding. It seems the tool storage cupboards work pretty well. perfectly for obscuring yourself. I bought a few seconds for my crewmates by throwing some coal around as a distraction. Smashed a few pipes too, but I doubt it'll change much. They're all doomed. We're all doomed. Okay, so that's the coal. Oh, I see. The shovel is buried in the coal. I think we're going to run into something unpleasant shortly. I'm keeping this lump of coal with me to be prepared when we do. Smashed pipes. Is this the... Okay, that's the tool storage cupboard. Got it. Oops. Oops. Oh, that was the one we already touched. Returned. Oops. I think I can make that. Nope. At least it doesn't kill you. That, yeah. Wait, is that it? Yeah. Oh no, that one again. Okay, so wheel 1 controls 1 and 4. Wheel 2 controls 1 and 2? Yeah. Wheel 3 controls 2 and 4. Oh. There are only 3. But whatever, we made it. trapped it. Only God knows how long it'll stay like that. If you're reading this, I implore you to be careful and plan your next steps carefully. If you lack the sanity to leave, do one thing and kill that creature. The furnace is still set to be operational and has enough fuel to ignite itself temporarily. The lever head is broken, so you'll need to find a replacement in the cargo room. Then lock the creature in the furnace and turn it on. Kill it once and for all. Cargo room. That sounds pretty bad. This is some good sounds. I think we're trapped. Okay, there's no way to go back there. Oh well. It's a pretty neat creature. Only thing to do is let it kill us, I guess. Oh, but we're still alive. You are dead. Tip: if the creature is chasing you, press shift to sprint to the nearest cover. Yeah. Well, I'm taking that coal with me. Yeah, I know. I jumped the gun on the whole I'm not dead thing. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I threw it with a clatter. Hide from it before it's too late. Oops. Okay. Gotta find the cargo room. That's where he came in, right? Yeah. take that coal with me. Shit, where is he? Sounds like he's still in the other part. Shoot. Now he's going back the way we need to go. Just coal. Those glowing eyes. The sound really makes this game more effective. Okay, so we got more coal. Is he far away or standing still? Wait. No, that's not the right way. Thank you, Backlog. Hope you have a good drive and a good time with your family. Okay, that's the handle. Yeah, till then. Hello, Great White Knoll. How are you doing today? Awesome, glad to hear that. I'm doing pretty well, thanks. Oh, your internet's recovering. That's good, Dragon. Yeah! Short horror Saturday today, Great White Knoll. Oh, that'd be good. Were you doing Dead Space multiplayer? Where is he? Wait, I didn't go the wrong way, did I? Oh. Trying to get further in Elden Ring. Nice. Just assume he's gonna come here. Maybe is he behind us? Fish. Exactly. You wouldn't even think of looking in the lockers. Whatever this thing is, I don't think he's that bright. Oh, wait, a light went out. Oh, there we go. Pumpkinhead. You know, I've never seen those movies, Great White Knoll. Are they good? Oh, there was a video game based on the movies too, wasn't there? I never played that one. Gotcha. I sometimes think, like, if a movie gets a sequel, oh, then maybe the first one was at least good. I remember seeing them in the video stores. I wonder if the game's any good. It was pretty hard to find for a long time. So we got those all turned on, but what does that do? Where's our trusty lump of coal? Find another trusty lump of coal. Oh, there's the one we carried with us. Wait. Is it? big eyes. Reminds me a little bit of the creature from the Haunted Sea. It's like a 1950s sci-fi horror movie. I still gotta find the cargo room, right? It's hard to tell how close he is when he roars. Oh, he's right freaking there. He's just facing away, so I didn't see his glowing eyes. Really? It had the actress who played Punky Brewster. Oh, interesting. Oh no. Oh, I see, that's where we need the replacement handle. Just go away. Like, jump off the ship or something. Wait. I don't like being that close to that thing. He appears to just be standing there now. Great White Knoll. I haven't seen him do that before. There's a doorway over there, isn't there? God, are you supposed to have all the power down instead of on? Is that good? Oh dear. He may have noticed me. He's back there. Okay, that opened those doors. That's what the switches did. Is this the cargo room? Press E to keep your sanity. There are tentacles writhing in the floor. It's driving me crazy. I can't get my mind off of it. It calls to me every waking moment. Hell, even in my sleep. I need it. I need to satiate the desire. I must feed its hunger. I've killed too many to stop now. Their flesh turning into the roots that hold the very chains that hold me. Link by link, inch by inch, soon the champion of the depths will be released. Palmed it on the beating heart in my body. It will be the key, the last step, the meat I've already harvested, becoming its strength. Hey, Captain Thacker, welcome in. Yeah. This one, I find this one easier to read than that one we had earlier. But how are you doing tonight, Captain? And yeah, the joke's on them. We don't have sanity. Yeah, let's not mess with the box. I'm guessing this is the handle we need. If I can find my way back out. Oh, awesome. Glad you're enjoying it, Captain. Maybe he's still out in the hallway. Wait, how do I get out of here? Yeah, this looks familiar. Leery about leaving anything on the floor. If I throw some coal in there. Yeah, I know, that's a gigantic lever. Oops. He's on me. Wait, seriously? All the way back here? Screw that. I will. That's not too far, at least. We know what we need to do. Yeah. Is he going to hang out by the furnace again? I borrowed witch things from Minecraft. Oh yeah. Oh, the levers from Minecraft. Yeah, I know. That's one of the interesting things. just clicking on things in the game has you physically moving stuff more. Oh man. He's too close. Wait, did he go in here? I hope not. He's not allowed to. No, I think he's back out there. There. Sanity check. I should throw that box into the furnace too. Yeah, maybe this time we should get him to chase us back near the 3 levers and then hide. And hopefully when he returns, after failing to find us, he'll notice that the furnace is open and go to investigate. I have such trouble finding my way out of this part. Oh, there. Right. Of course. Hear that? One. Okay, I think that's the right strategy. Yeah, we're trying to cook him alive in the furnace. Is he in there? Oh yeah, he's in there. You have escaped. Congratulations on completing this early demo. You have killed the monster lurking in the depths of the ship and saved countless future explorers like yourself. Oh, that was a little abrupt, but yay, we did it. Thank you, Dojilon. You have escaped. Now press escape. This is fine, right? Thank you for the GGs, guys. It looks like escape does not return us to the main menu. Oh well. Yeah, he didn't look too bright, even if he was exceedingly powerful and could kill a lot of people. So, interesting. A monster bullied by other monsters. Yeah, so there's more to the story they can explore. I wonder if the developer is going to turn this into a bigger game or refine it more. Because it's a good setting. An abandoned ship where something horrible has happened. Or something is still lurking. Okay, well, once we got past that damned piano, and then it was pretty fun. Pretty good game. Yeah, same here, Dojilon. And like I liked using the crane to move the boat earlier on, and the way you controlled the crane, and yeah, just that whole thing with the mysterious orchestra that isn't quite right, and do their instrument cases really contain instruments? Probably not. Okay, I'll probably wrap up. Yeah. I destroyed the monster. But to let you guys know what's coming up on tomorrow. Tomorrow evening we'll continue Blackwell Unbound, and I think we'll finish it. I don't think these Blackwell games are too long, and it feels like we're about halfway. And if it ends up we're too close to the end and we do finish it pretty quickly, we can start the third one. And then on Wednesday, I'll finally start Leather Goddesses of Phobos. Oh my. They are pretty brief. Yeah, I figured after the first one they would probably continue to be fairly short. Except, I don't know, maybe the fourth one gets longer. Yeah, I think Leather Goddesses of Phobos will be fun. I need to make sure that gets working. And I was thinking of putting a poll on Twitter asking, what naughtiness level people want me to play it at. And maybe I'll just play it at the X-rated level, because that's what would win anyway. And yeah, I figure that'll take at least a couple streams, and then after Leather Goddesses of Phobos, we'll move on to Doom 2 on Wednesdays. And yeah, that's it. Leather Goddesses of Blackwell. That's quite a crossover. But yeah, I'll be playing Leather Goddesses one day and Blackwell the other, and alternating it till we finish them both. And then for Short Horror Saturday next week, I don't know, maybe I'll play a Rabbit or Easter themed game since I didn't tonight. Or actually, there's the freeware horror game called Blackwell that's unrelated to the Blackwell series, so I'll have to play that at some point. Okay, let's see who's online for a raid. Oh, wow. Oh, damn, it's really late. Oh, my pleasure, Stalk. Thanks for being here. Yeah, we got a couple of friends who don't think we've gotten to raid in a while. Old School J and Mzz. Yeah, he's playing a Duke Nukem TC. And she's playing some old adventure game. Oh, Time Paradox. Yeah, let's raid Mzz. He doesn't stream as often. Thank you so much, Big Fatty Plus. You as well. Hope I'll see another of your streams soon. There we go. Well, thank you everybody for coming to hang out here tonight and having some spooky fun. I appreciate everybody being here, whether you're chatting or lurking. And yeah, thank you for the raid, CRY. You guys can follow me on Twitter and MySpace, where I post stream announcements and such. And you can find VODs of my past streams on YouTube. So I hope that, everybody has a good night and doesn't have dreams about being on boats, stalked by dark things with glowing eyes, and having to pound on the keys of stupid pianos just to unlock stupid keys. But other than that, terrifying monsters. I'll see you guys here tomorrow for Blackwell, which may also feature terrifying monsters. But yeah, have a good Saturday night, happy Easter weekend, and please everybody say hi to MZZ.